Hello and welcome everybody, what is going on? It's Mizamir TV today here, and we're going to do a quick video on Götze. Now yesterday obviously I made a video of incoming transfers, but normally when we get incoming transfers we always also have outgoing transfers, and it's kind of funny that today the Süddeutsche Zeitung, so SZ, basically came out and said that they heard, I don't know how you can actually hear that, but they heard They heard Ancelotti tell Götze via telephone, so they're taping up the telephone and everything. Like, I wish I ever get to that popularity status where people are taping up our phones and whatnot. But they heard that Ancelotti told Mario Götze that it's for his best interest to leave if he wanted to get regular playing time, because he's not going to get that at Bayern Munich next season. Now, okay, look. There are two teams that he's been linked with. One that is sort of on the out, yes, in, yes, maybe position, and I think then you have like your usual 3 or 4 that are just in the background that could potentially be a maybe or maybe not. Now the two teams that he's been obviously very much linked with are Liverpool and Dortmund. Now if I was Mario Götze, where would I go? Like, let's just assume, right? Let's just assume he is going. Let's just assume that he's deciding, okay, you know what? If I'm not going to get regular playing time next season, I'm going to leave this season. I'm going to leave this summer. So where would he go? There are only, like I said, the two teams that he's been linked with for a long time, Liverpool and Dortmund. If I was Mario Götze, I would say I'm not going to Dortmund, I'm going to Liverpool. And then the reason for that is quite simple. First of all, if he goes back to Dortmund, he's going to get... who knows what will happen to him? Honestly, who knows? You know, best case scenario, you know, and that's actually the best case scenario. He goes back, gets abused for the first 2 months, and then after that, he scores a few great goals, makes a few great assists, and then everyone starts forgiving him. And that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he moves there, his house gets attacked, his car gets attacked, he gets attacked, everyone that he knows gets attacked, and he's going to have to leave by the end of that that season straight away. And obviously that's not a good best case scenario. So, and also the thing is he going to play that much at Dortmund? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that Mkhitaryan has that position on lock, you know. So I don't think he's going to play at Dortmund. Unless Mkhitaryan moves, then I can potentially see Mario Götze come in. But, you know, right now, I can't see there being a space for him to get regular playing time. If that's the reason why he's leaving, then obviously he wants to get regular playing time, and he won't really get that at Dortmund, to be fair, either. Not with the form Mkhitaryan, it's not with the form Royce, sort of, Kagawa, sort of, Aubameyang, he's sort of been poor lately as well. Ramos, yeah, he's been scoring goals, but whatnot. But they have a lot of good players, so it's going to be difficult to break into that team as well. Now, if it goes to Liverpool, who have Liverpool got in that position? Now, if you're going to play the number 10, quote unquote, they've got obviously Coutinho, Firmino, Lallana, and I think that's about it for the number 10 position. But for the wingers, because obviously he can play in a wing, he can play as a winger, not a winger that Bayern play, like, because obviously our wingers, they have to be literally at the furthest point, so that we stretch the pitch out as much as, so we stretch the defense out as much as possible. Whereas, you know, with like a traditional club system, you have very narrow wingers that can essentially act as additional strikers and whatnot. So in Klopp's kind of system, he would work perfectly. We've seen how he worked under Klopp. You know, he was literally amazing, and under Klopp, let's be realistic here, that's the reason why we actually bought him. But how would he do at Liverpool? I think you know, with the, obviously they have a lot of good players, but he would still be the best player. You know, Götze would still be the best player without a shadow of a doubt. Now, personally, I'd think he should go to Liverpool. I think over Dortmund, if I was him, I'd pick Liverpool, just, you know, because with Dortmund there are just so many uncertainties, whereas with under Klopp at Liverpool, he knows what he's gonna get, he knows where he's gonna get it, he knows that he's gonna play, he knows how he's gonna play, he knows what he's gonna do to, you know, get into the play and all that kind of thing. So I think that's basically the safest option, and I think also it's the best option for us, because I don't think Dortmund would pay the kind of money that we'll ask for Götze. Now I think that you know, we won't sell him for that much, maybe like 25 million, maybe at max, which would be about, I don't actually know my pounds to euro conversion. I know I live in the UK, but I don't know my pounds to euro conversion. But I think it's like 1.4 the last time I went. So you're looking at maybe like 18, 19 million pounds, which obviously is 25 to 26 million euros, if my conversion is correct, which would be amazing for us, and it would be a great deal for them. So we have both parties happy. Now, those are the two teams that he's been linked with. Now, the one team that is like sort of here, sort of there, that could potentially be Juventus, because Juventus, they've been looking at him last season, and I don't know if are still looking at him this season. There hasn't been that many links, but if they're interested, I think that could be a very attractive option as well for him. Now, obviously, the three teams that are just here and there that could potentially go for him are the likes of Manchester United, are the likes of Chelsea, and even the likes of Arsenal, not so much, just because they've got players in that kind of position. They really need a striker, but considering Götze can play as a second striker, he could work. He could work. He could work. So those are basically the options for Götze where he could potentially go if he decides to stay. Which I want him to stay, but I could totally understand if he leaves. But if he decides to stay, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be difficult, obviously, but ultimately, you're not gonna get that much playing time. So if you really decide to stay, it won't be about playing time. It'll just be about most of the games you might probably sit on the bench. Obviously, we don't know what Carlo Ancelotti is going to do, but as said, they're pretty reliable. So with the fact that they've announced that basically Carlo said that he's not gonna be able to guarantee him that much playing time either, I just think he should leave. I say that being totally honest here. I think he should leave. It's the best for him. It's going to be difficult for us, of course, obviously, because he's such a good player. Now, obviously, that being the case, him leaving, we'd obviously lose a great player. We might not have played that much, but when he has played, I felt he's been pretty okay. Not great, but okay, which is good. It's okay. But now, obviously, with Renato Sanchez in as well, with the kind of money that we've bought him with, we kind of need to sell a few players. Benatia, he's been rumoured to be going to Roma. He was actually in Roma last week. In Roma this week, actually. And he was actually talking to like the football directors and whatnot. So I think he's basically gone. As good as you can put it. Rhoda, I think, will leave. Besides that, you're looking at Götze and maybe one more player that's gonna leave. I don't know who the other player is gonna be, but I think those are basically the confirmed ones: Benatia, Rhoda, and Rafinha. Actually, Benatia, Rhoda, Rafinha, and then you're looking at Götze, and those are probably the four players that are gonna leave. They're going to leave the summer, and I think we're going to get one more right back, and I think that's going to be our transfer window up. Although perhaps we're going to get a striker as well. I don't know about that, but that could be interesting to see as well. But that's just my thoughts on Götze. I just decided to make a quick video on. It's not really a quick video, but it's just a video on Götze itself, because I know a lot of people want to know my thoughts. But that's not really that important. My thoughts. I'm much more interested in what you think, to see what you guys think, because I know a lot of people love Götze. I know a lot of people really hate Götze. I've always been in the camp of when he was still at Dortmund, I thought that he's going to be the next. I know that's like the most cliche thing you can possibly say, but I always thought he was going to be the next Messi. Not like a pure goal scoring threat like Messi, but just in terms of the style of play, just in the way that they play, they're very similar as a player. But obviously Messi, he has everything. He has the goal scoring, he has the skills, he has the dribbling, he has the touch, he has the finesse, he has everything. He's the complete package, the best player in the world. You can argue that in the comments. You can argue that. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that, right? I think he's the best player in the world, and I think that the players that are playing today are also better than the players that have been playing 10 years ago, the players that have been playing 20 years ago, and so on. So I think that if the best defender of today is the best defender of all time, the best striker of today is the best striker of all time. That's just the way I feel, because I think that football, it just keeps evolving, it just keeps developing. And that's why I think that the best players of today are the best players of all time. I know that's a very short-sighted view, but that's just what I think. So I always looked at Mario Götze and I thought, he has the statue of Messi. He has the physical, not the physical aspect, but more like the technical aspect. He has the dribbling skills of Messi. The only thing that is lacking is like a pure goal scoring instinct, which he hasn't got. He can play as a striker, but he hasn't got that instinct. And when we were in for him, when we signed, I was like, yo, I'm really looking forward to it. But the thing is, you have Thomas Muller. Yeah, you have Thomas Muller. He's basically like a mixed package. You don't know what you're gonna get with him, and I think even just that mixed package I'd pick that mixed package over someone that is still not there yet, and that's just a sad truth, but it's just the way it is. So I think Götze is going to leave. I'd love for him to stay. I see a lot of potential in him. I still think that he's going to reach that potential that he can reach. But I think that's not gonna be the case at Bayern. Now, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you, I guess you could say, are you pro Götze or anti Götze? That's a bit harsh, okay? Do you think that he should stay? Do you think that he should go? Like I said, I think that it's best for him personally that he should leave. But I'd be sad if he leaves. That's just what I think. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, people can rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. You can peace out, and you can have a nice day. Let's see if Ancelotti called me. Oh yes, he did. I hope that nobody's taping up my call. Hello, Ancelotti. How you doing?